Happy Saturday. Starting with some cat cows. Donkey kicks. Now, the first 30 minutes of almost every workout you'll see on here consists of yoga, crunches, air squats, and different types of exercises that are great for all exercise levels, men, women, everybody. And we got to see on Friday, yesterday, Sharon joined, first in-person guest, and she's going to be joining us every Friday going forward. Thank you everyone who watched. She was my by far most viewed morning live stream. But she never does any of the stuff I did, and she crushed it. She did a great job. She'll just get better. So I think it'll be great to watch the progression of someone new to everything I'm doing. So for anyone new out there, you don't need to feel scared or like you're not capable. You just start, and you'll get better and better. Child's pose. Now, see how I tucked my feet? Lift up into downward facing dog. I'll scooch forward just a little for the view. And then we're going to pedal our calves. Sorry, I can't see the chat right now, but I will get to it. Come down to Vinyasana and upward facing dog. It's actually a good view where you can see how my body doesn't touch the ground, but how close we do get. Back to downward facing dog. And take our right leg, right knee up in the air. And then we're going to bend it, fold it right in front of us. See how my back leg stays straight. Pigeon pose, opening up our hips. Really breathing into it. Back up. Left leg up in the air. You can see the angle there where my leg really is stretching as far as it can behind me before I bring it forward into the fold. Okay, gonna lean right up, come into our butterfly. Let's see what we got. Yes, W. Sharon, Florida Nightmare. My man, how we doing? Florida Nightmare is basically the president of the chat. But it was really, really cool to check and see that more people were watching or watched yesterday than ever before. That means growth. It means you guys got my back a little bit here. And we've got some Momo. We got the big Momo momentum. So let's keep pushing on this. And let's turn this into a big Barstool entity that does two things. Helps countless people start their fitness journeys, and at the same time brings in actual revenue for Barstool Sports. And let me be clear, for to bring in sports doesn't mean you guys need to pay. It means we need to just get sponsors, advertisers. All that we got to do is get more eyeballs. And that's on me. I got to figure out ways to earn it. But those of you that are watching, thank you. You're the day one people. So we're going into our crunches, obviously. 80. It's 100. Coming right back to cat cows. Happy Saturday, everybody. It's really nice to wake up early on a weekend, make your bed, brush your teeth, get into the gym, put your body in a good place, put your mind in a good place, put your spirit in a good place. And then for me, the first task of the day is always to call my parents. The way I figure it's the best advice I could give. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday in person, and I told him about 5 years ago during COVID, I started calling my parents every day to check in on them, make sure they were okay. You know, those early days of COVID were scary times. Nobody really knew what the fuck was going on. Side plank. And it kind of turned into like Frank's walking streak, where I just started calling them every day. And now 5 years later, I've called them every day for 5 years. And you know what I realized was what I used to do was call them, my parents, maybe once a week, something like that. You know, nothing terrible, just not super frequently. We're a British family. We didn't have helicopter parents growing up. And what would happen is those calls would kind of feel like press conferences, where I'd be like an annoyed player that didn't want to talk to the media. And they would ask me questions and I'd give like generic answers. Whereas when you do daily calls, first, they're going to be much shorter, kind of easier. And then you're not going to get all the questions from the press conference because you're talking every day. So it's more like one of those little press gaggles that you do quick hitters, drop a couple one-liners. And most importantly, you just tell your parents every single day that you love them. And you'd be shocked. And I don't have kids, but maybe any of you that do can imagine the joy it'll bring your parents if you just call them every day for 5 minutes or less to tell them you love them and give them something. Give them a little red meat, give them a funny story, give them a little update from work or your social life or whatever. If you do it every day, much like exercise, when you look back at the aggregate and the effect it's had on your life, it's going to give you tremendous peace that you can't otherwise find. Now we're just going side to side on a plank. So call your parents today if you're lucky enough to have parents that you have a relationship with. Or whoever that person is in your life. Maybe it's a grandparent, an uncle, whatever. Older brother, older sister. Okay. We're going to come back to our donkey kicks one more set. Now, because we've done some serious dead hang work this week, we did a lot of bench press. We're going to really try to avoid working our trapezius, I like to call it, my upper back area, my shoulder area. We're going to take it a little bit easy. Where the hardest stuff we'll do will probably be in the extended plank knee to elbows that we're going to break into in a minute here. Outside of that, we're not really going to be pressing and we're not going to be pulling too hard, with the goal being to rest up for a potential dead hang tomorrow or Monday. Because let me tell you, after the last one, the 143 one, I was in the gambling cave and for a second I thought I'd like thrown my neck out. I had to like freeze. It was about to spasm. And then I got it under control, stretched it out, and it's fine. But it is still sore, and it's still under maintenance because we worked it. And because of that, we're getting some extra work here on our ass, on our hips, on our groins. Now this is the hardest part on the shoulders. Then it's a downward facing dog, vinyasana, upward facing dog. Notice how my feet are flat. Then when I go to vinyasana, I tuck the toes back under. All right, plant your left foot. We're gonna do 5 on the same side. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is the tough. Coming across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Step through and down on the left, right up. Great stretch for the groin, lower back, good for the digestive system, good practice on your balance. Common mistake, some people will really put a lot of weight on this hand. See how I don't even need any weight on the hand? It's just there as a little extra balancer. The weight should be in your feet. It's gonna maximize the stretch. I got a bar in my way, but exhale, reach forward, plant the hands, back down to vinyasana, upward facing dog, vinyasana, downward facing dog, plant the right foot, right knee to right elbow, this is 5. Now we're going to come across. Step through. Again, almost no weight on this hand. Try even after a lot of practice, one finger. At first, you might have it flat like this a little, but start working your way up to the fingertips, and then eventually not needing it. You can see how I got higher up there from here as I'm using more leg muscle. Reach forward. Now we're going to do some quick hitters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going for 20. It's 10 on each side. And again, this is where we're going to feel most of our work in our shoulders today. Vinyasana, upward facing dog. We're going to turn our body, come into a plank. Whew. Okay. We're going to come back to being in a soft cross-legged position. 5 big backward circles with our arms, stretching the shoulders back out. And 5 forward. And then keep your elbows up. I like to put one palm on top of the other. Head stays forward. And we're twisting from side to side. Getting those obliques even more fired up after all the yoga poses, as well as a nice stretch for the lower back and a good twist in the stomach for the abdominal muscles and digestive system. These core exercises Might not be the most flashy, the most exciting, and they can be a bit tedious to practice and get good at, but they unlock everything else. The potential for what you can do with everything else in a healthy, safe, sustainable way. And notice we've used no equipment. As a matter of fact, we haven't even stood up yet. And we're 15 minutes in. It's already a full yoga session. We're going to go back to our backs, get our second 100 sit-ups. $50. Now, if you can only do 5 or 10, do 5 or 10, and then try to hold your legs up and just try to crunch. And when you need a break, take a break. And then keep building up your endurance. But particularly with self-body weight exercises, you don't want to do it at a violent, aggressive pace or speed and just stop once you feel like you're overtaken. Especially early on, you want to make sure your form is right. And then if the burn becomes overwhelming and you feel like you're burning out or you're not doing the rep rate anymore, catch your breath for a second and then try to at least contract the muscle one more time. And that last rep is where you'll get the growth. The next time you do the same thing, you'll be able to do another rep and you keep building. But, don't start by trying to do 100 at a time. You work your way up. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 0. Come flat on our stomachs. Happy Saturday, y'all. So we're gonna do some up dog push-ups. From the hips down are gonna really stay on the ground. And we're just gonna isolate our chest. Stretch out our lower back. Exhale here. Not even counting here, just purely going off of how my chest, how my arms, shoulder, back, how all of it feels. And as expected, my lower back feels 1000%. My upper back, on the other hand, is beat up. And that's actually making me definitely isolate and use my chest even more on these. The slower, the better, especially coming down, really feeling that squeeze. Sorry, the squeeze is right there at the top, coming down that resistance rather. And boom. Controlling these really well after just one long set like I'm doing now will often be more advantageous than a mediocre form on an impressive weight on the bench press or any sort of a press machine. Coming back to one more child's pose. Again, focusing on stretching out that upper back. think that is, again, one of the bigger mistakes, common mistakes. People think when they're sore, doing nothing is going to help the recovery. Whereas typically, you always want to stretch. You always want to show it a little love the next day. Okay. So I want to make sure you guys can see most of the fuck's going on here. So let's wiggle out the arms. Literally just letting them go kind of loosey-goosey. Then we're going to come up. Hands wide. Sorry you can't see them all the way up, but interlocking our fingers, turning upward. Another great stretch for the shoulders, for the traps. I'm feeling the crack. I'm going to lean a little bit to the left. Ooh, that feels good. Lean a little bit to the right. Really nice stretch for the upper back. Don't think we've done these before on the live stream. So a good one for everyone to check out, which leads us to hands behind the head and just bringing the shoulders in. So again, without using weight, without straining ourselves, we're stretching the muscles that are most sore that we're going to not really work out today. Instead, we're going to preemptively make sure that they are going to be okay as complementary muscles when we're doing other exercises. Even just running, when we have our hands up in the air, it's going to put pressure on our traps. So we need those bad boys stretched out. Okay. Now go into our balance. Start with the right leg. Another common mistake, you'll see people sometimes grab this foot with the other hand, the opposite hand, and go diagonally. You're pulling your knee diagonally then, which is not its natural track or motion. So you're much better going same side. Now, if you're like a ninja, hardcore yogi, might be different, but particularly for intermediate and beneath, myself included, then you want to keep it straight and not strain the knee. And here. And you saw on Friday how with Sharon, she's in good shape, she has good balance, good posture, all that stuff. This particular stretch was very hard. And it's taken years of practice to actually get good at it. And even now, you can tell when I'm talking too much or I lose any focus, I'll lose my balance. The point is here, if you're early on and you start trying to do this, and you keep having to put your foot down, you keep losing balance, do not get discouraged. This is tough. Okay. And we're coming back straight. Hands out. Nice. Back's feeling really good from all those warm-up stretches. Let's go for our triangle. Lead foot with the left, base foot with the right. Hands out like we're surfing. Reach forward. Exhale. Triangle. As you can see. And we're going to take another breath. And on the exhale, lower our right hand. Lift our left hand and twist into a reverse triangle. Lost my balance. Got to recover. And again, just like when we're doing the foot between the knee twisting stretch, notice how I just have a fingertip down. At first, you might be putting your whole hand down for balance. It's okay. Try to work from your palm to your fingertips to virtually no weight. That's really the goal. Reach back forward, come up, hand behind the back, reaching behind our head. Back center, change our feet, base foot, lead foot, both legs are straight. Reaching forward, deep breath. triangle. We're gonna lower our left hand, raise our right, go for the reverse, try to actually keep balance this time. Nice. Now we're gonna stand straight center, plant our left foot, grab our right. You just take my headphones out because I'm not using them until we run. Take my right foot, my left hand, try to get it up as high as you can into that kind of perfect 90-degree angle with the perpendicular leg. And then lower. And now we're working on balance, strength, and flexibility all in one. That's called your triple threat. Really, really nice way to open up the hip. If you're a beginner, take this very slowly, because you don't want to rush and hurt yourself or fall down. Come up, make sure you keep your balance. It's important to keep your balance when you're transitioning from one exercise to the next. See, like right there, I lost it, so take a breath. I think the towel's throwing up a little, reset. Now I can't quite get this one at that same 90-degree. Reset, but relatively close. So I really want to work on this hip. There we go. On that hip flexibility on my left side. It's not nearly as good as my right side. Look at how my knee is coming up, whereas when I did it on the other side, it was much more flat. Okay, come back up. One last balance. We're going to go tree pose. Great one for beginners. I'm trying to get my foot up toward my groin. If you start down here, totally fine. Work your way up to your knee and try to work your way up higher. No big secret to this one. Just another reinforcement of balance. Okay. Now we'll take a step backward. We're going to get into 100 air squats. Actually, we'll do a quick side-to-side groin. Then we'll get into 100 air squats. I'm going to put my music back on to keep myself rolling. Looks like Rocky Going the Distance is going to be my squat song, so likely we'll go for 100 clean ones. If you can only do 10, so feet apart, left hand down, right hand up, right hand down, left hand up. This is a great stretch too for the groin and for the lower back. One side, and watch my left foot turn, and grab it, turn it back. That's how I get the whole groin to open up for me. Great before the air squats. So going back to the air squats, even if you're a beginner and you're only doing 5, 10, 3, I don't care what the number is, it's all about the form. I quite literally started by doing 5 or 10 of these at a time. Worked my way up to 20, worked my way up to 30, 40, 50, so forth. Never really thought I'd be doing 100, but that's where we got to. So I really encourage patience, persistence. This is going to hurt at first. Watch the knees, as my lacrosse coach would say. It's like you're taking a shit in the woods, all the way down, and then up to our tippy toes, putting our hands out at the side like a ski jumper for balance. You want to feel a good flow, but you want to be under control. I'm not flying around here. I'm not zooming through these. I'm being deliberate in my pace. That's 10. On days you can't make it to the gym, or you can't run, or you can't do whatever it is that you want to do, you can lie and say you need to take a shit, go to the bathroom, and do some air squats. They will be the most singular, accessible, effective exercise for your entire life. Something you can just do so long as you can stand. And of course, it focuses on your legs and your butt. But this works your whole abdomen. It releases endorphins. It's good for your brain. By going to your tippy toes, you also work on balance, which is good for the neuro connection. And in terms of you versus you, this is one of those ones you can't justify losing the battle, meaning you can't talk yourself out of these because there's no excuse. You can do them anywhere, anytime. These are also essential to becoming good at pull-ups, dead hangs. The reason I was very good at dead hangs without ever practicing them is because my midsection is very interconnected when I exercise with my upper body strength, with my legs. So when my whole body needs to become a rod, it can do so. And that's what a dead hang requires. That's what a lot of pull-ups require. A lot of people think it's about arms, shoulder strength, back strength. Of course, that matters a whole lot. But it can be completely undermined if your midsection, your legs, the rest of your body can't turn into a rod that you're just pulling up and down. 20 left. It's 100 up on our tippy toes. That a gambler needs. Back to our squat. Left knee over right elbow. Really twisting that lower back. Looking up to the sky. Center. Right elbow. Left knee. Looking right up. And then after all of those air squats, we're going to simply come to extended plank. Right knee, right elbow up in the air. Step through. Plant the left hand. You see how my body's really in a tight, Clemmer-esque, really close. Like my left leg and my right arm have very little distance between them. Width-wise, we're keeping our body tight. That's great on a twist. That's where we're really going to get that burn. Exhale, reach forward. Step it back. Plant your right foot, left leg up in the air. Step through. Right hand down. And stagger our feet. Hands up in the air. The key here is we don't want our left knee to push forward in front of our toes, just like when we're squatting. I think I did a little extra, but on 10, keep your knee down, twist again. Really feel that in your groin. Come back up. Switch feet. Woo! Keep your balance, boy. Very nice. Coming back. We've done 200 crunches so far. Let's go for 3. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Just for a recap, so far all we've done is yoga, sit-ups, and air squats. A nice routine, a gentle routine that I think is accommodating to all levels, all genders. If you need to make some adjustments, make some adjustments. Lower rep count, but focus on the form and the exercises themselves. Maybe find a couple that you really like and you want to practice. And that's okay, you lean into that. Part of getting to the gym every day, especially early on, is identifying what you enjoy and doing that. You don't have to have like a perfectly balanced workout from the jump. That's why I think sometimes workout plans, diet plans, that sort of stuff ends up being counterproductive. Because the second you can't execute on the plan, you feel totally discombobulated, and that can lead to kind of a quiet, slow drip quitting. Opposed to when you train yourself for anarchy from the start. Anarchy is what you anticipate. A crowded gym where you have to start with something random is not going to throw you for a loop. Now let's go into reverse crunch. When you unroll, do it as slowly as you can. You can actually see my legs there in the mirror. So you get a sense I'm getting close to the ground, but not touching it. Really trying to get those hips up in the air. For beginners, even intermediate, just doing your legs is very difficult. Even for me, very difficult. But I like getting that extra back stretch in.
right. Going into a scissor. Rotate legs. Happy baby. Yes, this is a real yoga pose. Make yourself a little ball. Roll right over. Downward facing dog one more time. Pedal those calves one more time. Vinyasa, upward facing dog. Really extending here. Looking up to the heavens. Exhale. Knees down, child's pose. All right. Great yoga session to open today. 43 minutes in. What's up, Ethan? I'll be right back. Quick pee break. Hey. Seriously, nice to see you. Guys, look who I found in the laundry room. Sharon just confirmed she's coming every Friday.
Morning, Peaches.
Newest part of the workout. Did you work out today?
No, probably a little later.
Get your shit together. Friday, 5:30?
I got you. See ya.
Legend. All right, I'm gonna take a band. Going right into variant curls, hammers to regulars to reverse. Hammer, regular, reverse, reverse. Hammer, regular, reverse, reverse. Regular, hammer. So what I'm doing here, guys, is obviously getting a pump in the biceps. But I was talking to my guy, Devlin, that Barstool OG type guy, yesterday. It's the first guy I saw at Rough and Rowdy when I showed up to fight. And he was really nice to me. Loved him ever since. But anyway, he's working on his dead hangs. And I was telling him, because I actually keep these bands in the office, so I'm not just telling him, I showed him how these variant curls will build your forearms up and make things like pull-ups, dead hangs easier and easier as you go. And sure enough, there we were in the gambling cave, ripping bands on a Friday afternoon. The problem was in the office, I only have like a 60-pound one and a 80-pound one. So it would have been helpful if I had a lighter one to focus on form more. And I really emphasized to Devlin, and I think it kind of blew his mind. I took the 80-pound band and I rolled it up into a little ball, put it in my pocket. And I said, you ain't ever going to do that with two 40-pound dumbbells. That's why I don't understand how bands aren't more mainstream. I guess it's probably just not as profitable. It's probably the honest answer. things that get as pushed out by corporations are going to be the most profitable for them. There's probably not enough margins if you actually sell a set of quality bands. Might also be why they don't keep them typically in gyms, is if people saw how effective they were, they might just buy a set and be like, I don't really need a membership here anymore. So we're over 300 sit-ups. We're over 100 air squats. Got a nice little pump in our arms. Just want to get a few more air squats. Let's go for 20. Now with a shorter set of 20, I'm being a little bit more aggressive with my speed and with my explosion up. It's intentional. I'm really getting the endorphins flowing pre-run. I can't count today. I apologize, guys, but I think we're around 20. I mean, actually, to be honest, I don't really apologize because it's all about the authenticity. A lot of times in my head, going for 10, going for 20, but I'm always going to listen to my body, And I've done these workouts long enough, I kind of know where I'm going to end up. So if you ever see me do a set and I do 2 or 3 extra or 2 or 3 lower than the number I say, that's totally normal. That's one of the ways I don't turn the gym into a chore, is getting stressed out over minute details when the important thing, we're not building a rocket ship here. The important thing is working. And I know when I'm working, when you're working. So as long as you're not cheaping out on sets, bailing on sets early due to laziness, you don't need to be obsessed with number of sets, number of reps. I think that stuff is totally over-exaggerated by experts. And I feel more empowered to say how I feel on this stuff because I'm in really good shape. I know I'm in really good shape. I work hard at it. You guys watch me. And then I see these assholes on television or on Twitter or wherever the fuck trying to sell you shit that you don't need and trying to make these diets seem so complicated that you don't have to do. You just need to keep it simple. And shout out Stu, who I spoke to last night about his diet. And he started coming at me with 10,000 different plans he wanted to try. And I said, let's start really simple, Stu. What are you going to eat tonight? And kind of made him just think about every time you eat, dude, whether it's good or bad. You're not stupid. So you don't need a complicated plan. Just stop eating shit. And when you're eating, don't eat the most fucking amount until you die. Just eat. And then when you feel satisfied, stop. I know these things sound like, it's easier said than done. Yeah, no shit. But that's fundamentally what we need to do. And I think sometimes we might go for those overcomplicated plans to distract us from the hard work, which is simply eating less shit, better portion sizes, and more healthy food, more water, less sugar. But you don't have to go cold turkey and, anything super radical is going to be unsustainable. So unless you're trying to make weight for a wrestling meet, I encourage simplicity. Even with Frank, he's got so much potential to improve his diet. And I bust his ass on it all the time. In the weigh-in reviews, I'll openly call him out, tell him he's got to do better. With that said, he eats 1,000,000 times better than he did. In the summer of 2023, we go to Stu's and stop and get soda, bags of chips. And then when you go to Stu's, it's like going to a Game of Thrones wedding. It's like 12 courses of entrees.
And that was when he didn't even walk. Just kind of plop down and eat all day. I think if he ate anything close to what he used to eat regularly, then that summer, he'd get violently sick. So again, to reverse my point there is, Frankie's never gone all in hardcore on the diet. But what he has done is very slowly chipped away, and it's made a huge difference. It really has. So anybody discouraged, let's try a million diets. I don't blame you for feeling discouraged, but I would also tell you to pick your head up that most diets are created to be sold. It's a profitable thing. So keep it more simple. Don't stress yourself. Don't count calories. Don't glitch. Just focus on what you're eating. Focus, be present in the moment when you're eating. Another good one too, especially with a drink like Body Armor. Sometimes when you think you're hungry or more bored or your mouth is dry, chug like half of a sports drink and you get electrolytes and all that shit in you. Tremendous alternative to eating like a candy bar or something that's just completely dead weight, dead calories. So we're at a 7 speed, 8.5 minute pace. Somewhere between a jog and a run, but comfortable. I actually put a beach setting, which I clearly did by accident, but I've never really done. It's kind of nice, especially in the winter. Well, I guess it's not the winter yet, but actually it's supposed to be 60 and sunny. I might get the old Cancun chair out, go post up on the block. Let's go a little faster. Get up to a 7.3. I generally like to work toward this 7.6 speed, which gets you under an 8-minute mile pace. I think it's 7:54. Now that I've got this beautiful beach here, I want to see it. Led Zeppelin. This t-shirt was started up back in the day. Oh, one of the first sales Logan Berkowitz and me made when we worked for Brett Adcock back in the day. Turned into one of the great t-shirts. It lasted like 10 years. It's so soft. Just love it. It reminds me of those early days. Hunger days, not even tired. You look at the right stuff. Logan and I be the sales team for Brett. Woo! Goddamn cheating. Essentially, what he wanted was robots with perfect precision. So Logan and I did our best. Fast forward 10 years, he was literally building robots. I don't think Brett would ever admit it, but I think he's probably on as a genius, some level, fed up with the stupidity of all of us mere mortals. So he's just building a community of robots. Sure, might be the biggest company of all time and all that kind of stuff. But I just imagine Brett having like robots all over his house. When he needs tasks done, the robot won't ever come. Going up to the 7.6, so we're under an 8-minute pace. Go back, but in the long run. Work, boy! Won't go into the milk. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's go. Let's go to an 8 speed. Who's the greatest guitarist alive? Chat. I want to find a modern guitarist. I'm listening to Led Zeppelin right now. Who's the number one? Who can I listen to? Go into a trance. Woo-wee! 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 One lap left. So, on the train down the road with the gambler, over 2 times speed, reaches window in the darkness. Huh? People's faces, what the cards were, by the way they hold their eyes. So mind say, faces, stuff you whiskey, I'll give you some advice. So I in my bottle, took out my last swallow, and we burned a cigarette for a light. Woo-wee! I don't really know the words to that one. Gambler. You got to know when to hold, know when to fold, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. Sitting at the table, timing up the count when the dealing's done. Now every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to put away and knowing what to keep. Every hand's a winner and every hand's a loser, but most you could hope for to die in your sleep. Come on. All right, it's 2 miles. Know when to pull, know when to walk away, know when to run. All right. So So I was just saying on the lifting, it's great if you can do a set, go right into another set, whether it be a superset, or you're doing a complement like a push-pull, but not doing work in a way where you exert yourself and then you just collapse and you need minutes to recover. And I'm not saying that can't work. Maybe for certain types of bodybuilding, whatever. Maybe for sprinters, I don't know. But for general, everyday lifestyle type fitness, I think it's much better to keep the cardio up and keep working, even if that means using lighter weight and mitigating the risk of injury. So the example here is we just ran, got a good sweat, and rather than just stopping on those muscles, we went flat for a second, we took a sip of our body armor, and now we throw it up on the 15 incline, and we go right back to work. Same muscles, different focus. All right. Going side to side, making sure we're keeping our obliques and our abs working with twists, while our glutes, calves, groin are going to really feel the burn powering our body up the hill. The key beneath it all, strong breathing. Ideally in through the nose, probably out through the mouth, but when you get real crazy, you can just go straight nose, which I'm not right now. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Work, boy. Oh, boy. In front of me. And if you want it, come and get it. For crying out loud. Come on. Babylon. 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 I haven't listened to this in a while. Dave Matthews, Tim Reynolds, live, Radio City Music Hall. The song Crush. God. All right. I think I still know some of these words. See how it feels tonight. Crazy how you make it all alright, love. You crush me with the things you do, and I do for you anything to sitting, smoking, feeling high. And in this moment, oh, it feels so right. Lovely lady, I'm at your feet. Oh, darling, I want you so badly. Oh, and the wonder is, could tomorrow be? So wonder that you there sleeping. Let's go drive till the morning comes and watch the sunrise and fill our souls up. Drink some wine till we get drunk. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm thinking just knowing that the world is round, and here I'm dancing. Oh, I'm out of breath. Lovely lady, let me drink you. Please won't spill a drop, no, I promise you. And, oh, 1 minute left. Damn, singing that song. I'll try to keep my breath walking uphill. Motherfucker. It's crazy thinking just knowing that the world is round, and here I'm dancing on the ground. Am I right side up or upside down? Is this real or woo! Thank you, Tim Robbins. Coming in with a solo. 10 seconds. All right. Let's descend to a 7.5 grade, half of 15. Set my body on. Keep going down. It's a good run, followed by a full 10-minute uphill walk march. I apologize for the bad singing, but that is hard on the breath. Makes you work a little harder. You gotta control it. All right, part 7, coming down to flat. Just do it in 2 parts. It's another one I think people overblow a little, is the whole cool down thing. I mean, I want my legs to settle. I want my blood flow to settle in terms of being a little bit more equally distributed distributed, opposed to when we're running and it's going to pump right into the legs. But right now, what has it been? 20, 30 seconds? I'm already feeling it settle. So people doing these like 5-minute cool downs after a 15, 10-minute run, waste of time. Cool down during a stretch. Cool down during some downward facing dog or child's pose even, or whatever. Which is kind of what you're going to see me do now as I transition from here to getting back on the ground and ripping some more sit-ups. First, I just got to wash the bench press because we live in a society. So, back to the cool down stuff. We just ran hard, just walked uphill, marched uphill at a good pace after doing 40 minutes of yoga and over 100 air squats. So if anybody has the right to want to cool down, it's us, right? So how are we going to do it? Let's start by sitting with our legs crossed and going side to side. So when we were running, our heart is furiously pumping blood into our leg muscles, getting oxygen to the muscles. Now what we've done after sitting down, and now we're twisting, is the heart is going to be pumping blood into our upper body. It's going to balance itself back out. To me, this is always more effective and equally important, productive, than just walking until, I guess, what, you catch your breath is the idea? I don't even really know. This also helps the lower back, of course. And you're getting a little oblique ab workout on the twists. Now we're going to roll right over. Did a 360 there for style points. Going into downward facing dog. Let's take care of those calves. We're pedaling them. We do this before we run. We do this after we run. We're going to really mitigate any risk of injury. For all those people out there that play pickup sports, you should be doing these on a daily basis to protect yourself from, the big bad one. Come down, vinyasana, upward facing dog. Come back, downward facing dog. Take our right leg up in the air. Going to come into a pigeon pose. Particularly helpful after running, making sure the hip feels right, make sure it's nice and open and loose. It's a terrible angle for the viewers, so let me go this way for my left side. Left knee to left elbow, rather left elbow to left knee. No, it was left knee to left elbow. Step through, pigeon pose. And good morning, everybody. Viewership is going up. We've got the momentum. All right, we're at 300 sit-ups. This might be our last set of sit-ups. So we've gotten a lot of good ab work today. We don't want to get to a point where we start feeling it in our upper back. So really keep that back flat. Most of the kinetic work is coming from the legs. The burn you're going to feel is in the abs. $50, $50, $49. $37, $37.
390, 391, 392, 393, 394, 396, 397, 398, 399, 400 sit-ups. Let's go for 500. $50. Ah. $500. Right into our reverse, just holding this position, really feeling it in our legs after all that work. Oh, try to flex your tippy toes so they're pointing toward your head. You can see it engages all the muscles. Go for a scissor. Rotate. And then happy baby. Most wild position ever if you go to a yoga class. It's like 3 guys and 17 women. You find yourself doing this in a room full of girls. Ah. Ah. $600 crunches. I should want to give you guys a good angle of the full reverse crunch. I'm tired. Keep that balance. Focus. Focus. Harder with the arms up. All right, good stuff there. Let's come back all the way forward. Been working the abs, we've been working the legs. Let's get another pump on up dog push-ups. Thank you for the recommendation, McFly. I'll check him out. Toss him. So really staying down from our, I always say hips, but in reality, my hips are going up. It's really from the knees down. And we're getting a good iso pump on the pecs without having to do bench press or heavy free weights and put a lot of pressure on our traps and other muscles. This is going to be a lighter, under control, direct pec pump. And then at the end, downward facing dog. So somehow we ended up doing 600 crunches today. So great crunch day for us, 600. We're going to come back. We're going to stay on our core. This again, we're focusing on building up strength, going into maybe a dead hang either tomorrow or Monday without actually doing any dead hangs. So we're working our core, we're working our legs, we're working our abdominal. We've done some band work and we will do some more to get another pump in the arms and keep building up that forearm strength. All right. Coming down, up to our tippy toes. That was a weak rep. Saying, baby, I come back someday. I wanted to look for you as she looking. I didn't know just what I should do, but I took back down and had a beer and felt sorry for myself, saying let her cry. If the tears fall down my face, let her say. Even's up her bed, let her go. Let her walk right out on me. And if the sun comes up tomorrow, let her be. Let her be. Really feeling these in my calves. I'm getting up on those tippy toes. Woo-wee. Really working here, boys. Ladies. Everybody. All right, let's get up on the tippy toes. Under control, bouncing, keeping those calves engaged. More than engaged, on fire. And then back down. Left elbow over right knee. Full on twist looking up. Back to the middle. Full on twist looking up. All right. And we're going to do one bonus stretch. Balance stretch. In case you missed this in the beginning, one of my absolute favorites. Takes a lot of practice to get good at it. Same hand, same leg, stretching out your quad. Then you're gonna let your foot go, lift your right knee, grab it with your left hand, and you're gonna look over your right shoulder. So drop my right foot, lift my right knee, grab it with my left hand, and I'm looking over my right shoulder. Once you get your balance here, which will not be easy, come back forward, keep the foot up. Keep your balance straight as an arrow. That's going to take full core strength and flexibility. Come back up. Go right to the other side. Holding behind same side. Don't go diagonal. Don't pull your knee off to the side. Looking over our left shoulder now. Okay, good stuff. Now we'll go back. Where did I put my other drink? Up here. Okay, we got our bands here. And we're gonna really focus on big bicep pump here to close out our workout today. Holy hell. We're already at an hour and a half. That's crazy. I gotta call my parents. Shit. I love when these things tell us your volume has been high too long. It reminds me of why do they sell cars that go twice the speed of speed limit? Like why? Give me one practical reason for that. Does it like if the headphones aren't safe at a certain volume, don't let them get that fucking high, guys, because I'm gonna blast it when I'm working out. All right, we're going through our variants. I apologize if this feels redundant. I can't emphasize enough, though. I think this is the best way for people not going to the gym to get into strength training, weightlifting, so to speak. You might say, well, that's not a weight, you're using a band. It is weight, brother. This is a 40-pound black band, resistance band. It's easy to travel with. You can use it in your house. You can use it anywhere. And bring it with you to work and get reps in the middle of the day. But equally important, look at the form. Look at how the elbow is really not moving. Even when I go both hands at the same time, reverse curl, it's really the hardest one. Look at how the forearm's popping because I'm not cheating at all. My back is totally up and down. I'm not getting support from the hips. I'm not leaning into these. The elbows are stationary. So the squeeze on those forearms and on the grip is completely maximized, isolated, and it's going to drive strength. So now we're doing hammers. So you can see my palms are parallel to one another. Now we're going to alternate arms. We're really going for a deep burn here. The 40 pounds is not overwhelming weight, but God knows how many reps I've already done. And we're going to just keep focusing on slow, under control reps, fundamentally mental torture to test how much you want it. Because this is how you grow those forearms. This is how you get more functional strength in your grip. which is going to make you better at everything else. But you got to work fundamentals, inside out strength, not the other way around. Reverse. Hammer. Wow, the forearms are absolutely lit up right now. Now, I want you to see how juiced up the arm looks right now. Clearly, like, just fully inflated, fully pumped up. It's a 40-pound band. 40 pounds, guys. 40 pounds, 18 kilos. That's nothing. When you do it the right way, though, it's a hell of a lot. And ain't that a lesson for life? Work the biceps hard. We come over, we complement with its counter, its brother, or triceps. Once again, there's a reason why it's plural. There's more than one muscle. We're going to go for the best angle we've ever had here. Look at that. Holy shit, look at that. You know, it's going to be even a little better if I was like this, or is it like this? No, you don't want your back to me. You don't want my back to you, rather. Okay, I think this is about right. Yeah. You can see at the bottom, I turn my hands outward, the flex point. Now, by doing curls and just varying curls in general with our bands, and then coming right over to the rope, you're giving your arms just the best pump. It's going to feel really good. And it's a wonderful way to end a workout. A lot of people you see come in and start lifting weights and it looks kind of clunky, and I guarantee you it feels clunky. If you come in and you stretch, you warm up, you activate, you run, you sweat more, and then you end with some of these lifts, you're going to get such a better pump, and the process is also going to feel euphoric opposed to clunky. So I transition there from the pull downs to a quick Hakeem Olajuwon pivot into what we call skull crunchers. A lot of people do these with free weights, which is also obviously good for you. What I like about the rope is that quick transition. So you can do all of our triceps in quick succession and not one arm at a time, which can become quite timely. So we were doing the 40-pounder before. Let's be a little crazy. We're going to go up to a 50-pounder. I've got a slow song on. I need something with a little bit of life. How about a little... I'll go with Incubus. Drive by Incubus. All right. That's my Nick Saban. All right. Let's start with regular curls. We weren't doing a ton of those. Again, focused on that elbow, staying stationary. The bicep muscles actually lighting up. The forearm and the grip being under constant tension and challenge. Because the resistance band is going to pull you down in one symmetrical direction if you center your foot. Now we're going into hammers. And it's going to give you better form than just straight up gravity would. Go reverse. Fucking try. I think this is the biggest I've ever made my forearms. And the 2-minute dead hang is imminent. It's not if, it's when. All right, let's work our way through variants as we're burning. Woo-wee. Now we're going to go with a big heavy boy. This is a real bitch. This is 80 pounds. So remember the black one that I was having a good battle with? That was half of this. Got to keep the elbows in. We're going right into hammers. Exhaling on the flex. Woo! Let's go to reverse. Palms facing the floor. Keeping form. Let's hold. Woo! Third set. Pivot, skull cruncher. All right. Now all the blood is rushing into our arms. We're at 600 sit-ups. $60. 80. 700. 44, 45. $800. 900. Going for our biggest set ever. 90 left to get to 400 on the 7,000 on the day. 80. 70. 60. 50. 60. 40. 30. 20. 10. That's 1,000. Bonus. In case I miscounted anywhere. Ah. After 1,000 sit-ups, you really want to make sure your lower back feels totally healthy. Go into our scissor. Oh, all right. 1,000 sit-ups today. Woo! Felt good. Come back to our black 40-pound band. Start with our regulars. The heavier weight, I'm more inclined for the hammers in reverse. We're going to close this thing down in 3.5 minutes, right at the 2-hour mark. Wasn't really paying attention to time, but now that we're so close to the 2-hour mark, going over to reverse, why don't we hit 2? That 40-minute yoga to open really built up. We got a great workout without even touching a dumbbell. I guess we use the rope, but outside of that, really not many machines. A lot of body weight. 1,000 motherfucking crunches. My music's changing on its own. It's never a good sign. Then I could start cold calling people. I'm always terrified it's going to call Dave. Although he's always nice to me. But calling him when he's probably getting ready to go live on air, not be ideal for anybody, particularly myself. Okay. All right. I don't know why I picked my computer up. Do 20 more air squats, then we're going to finish on bands. I'm going to get up close this time so we can really focus on the footwork. Coming down. The knees not going above the toes. Look at how the butt's out. Look at how the back's arched. Right up to the tippy toes. See how the calves are fully engaged there? Knees went forward a little there. We don't want that. We'll keep them back. As you get tired, it becomes harder to maintain the form. See there? The butt went all the way out. Knees stay in the same spot. Up to the tippy toes. Ooh, I'm struggling on the tippy toes. You can see the calves are really burnt. Let me come down. See where the stretch is here. All right. We're almost done, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done. Take a sip of body armor. We got 1 minute. The last minute, taking our heavyweight, our 80-pounder. This was a great yoga day. And by finishing with this hard band work, I'm going to walk out of the gym with a mega pump in my arms. But the real work was done in the core and the cardiovascular. And that's a winning day. It's a huge winning day. All right. Now, purely for having the coolest possible view when I end the live stream, I'm going to try to do something where I might break my neck, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to try to get into a really good reverse crunch and end the stream in that position so that more people are inclined to click into it. You guys know I work out hard, but I also got to be strategic. If anybody else has any other ideas outside of being helpful by actually retweeting the stream, let me know. I'm always wide open to ideas. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great Saturday. Don't take no shit from nobody. Work hard. And if you're just starting your exercise journey, be proud. Don't be hard on yourself. Challenge yourself. Stay disciplined. But just starting is the hardest part. So if you just started, you already got a major win. Oh, this stretch feels so good after you've done 1,000 sit-ups. Might just stay like this for a couple hours. All right. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow. And I'll also come with NFL picks. Let me get out of full screen. I'm alarmingly comfortable in a reverse crunch. This thing is just ginormous. All right. That's what she said.